In the land of tidal sponge pools, where the water circles in, a lovesick man surveys the waves for the mere glimmer of a fin.
Lo ho, the love of the fisherman. Lo ho, his bride of the sea. Lo ho, the legend of Jelly Girl seems real enough to me. The initial idea was to make an Art of Hohokum book, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted to make something that more felt like it was a book that's from the same world as the game, but is kind of a bit of a weird spin-off thing that's not the same at all. It's not the game, it's a different story.
So we kind of had this idea of like maybe it could be a bit like a travelogue, like the idea of somebody exploring all the different places in Hohokum and writing about them as if they exist.
When Dick and Ricky communicated those ideas to us, it gave us a great jumping off point for the basic sort of inspiration for the story.
So what we decided upon was something that's very much like a traditional almanac, but it's exploratory of regions, almost a tourist guide.
Hey, oh God, and eyes. I love this page. Look at that. I love that there's a bunch of characters which were designed but never animated who are back in here. One of the things that was frightening at the start was, wow, so we've made this game where there's no writing, nothing is explained, nothing has names, and now we're going to do this other thing where everything's named and explained and there's lots of extra detail. And then we started working with the guys from 8-Bit and started enjoying that process.
Yeah, I let them just take all the stuff and root through all the folders and find whatever they wanted to find and start putting together book spreads, and then I would look at them and I'd say something like, yeah, that's nothing like how it is in the game. But fine, yeah, I found it endlessly entertaining.
Dick and Ricky were amazing to work with. They gave everybody creative freedom and permission to go off the deep end, not just in terms of the words that were incorporated in this book and the characters, but the visuals of the book itself.
It's pretty basic, the Potter. He just makes pots, that's basically it.
Makes pots, lives in a pot, is a pot.
And then they all get smashed. Bash them, crash them, run them all through, hold them, swirl them, it's the right thing to do.
You may not believe it, go ask him, it's true. The old, once you heave it, makes room for the new. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
The fact that we handed over the creative control of the writing to Nick at 8-Bit. That was initially we were kind of nervous about that, but actually as time went on, it was amazing having somebody making new Hohokum things, effectively, coming up with new things about the world.
Honey Slug and Dick Hogg's art style is very unique. They've created a very vibrant, beautiful world, and so I was able to just pick up where they left off with the visuals.
The book is full of stuff that's not in the game. It's full of their traditions and their customs and how their economies work. It has cocktail recipes. What was it, the mono libation? So decadent, they can only be made one at a time. 2 ounces of shandy cane, 1 ounce of vermouth, 1 sprig of B-flat harp string, juice of half a saffron fun spot. That's an interesting thing, the mono libation, because that is actually now in the game, and it's a rare example of something that was invented for the book and is in the game now. As it's sort of backwashed into the game, and in a way that I'm not at liberty to reveal. It's quite a hard thing to find in the game, but yeah, we liked that notion so much, we stuck it in the game.
Yeah, I was really keen that the book would have things that a lot of my favourite kids' books do, which is like give you stuff to do on each page that's like a fun little game that's sort of separate from what the book's main thing is doing.
You've got to find 5 mutant pop nuts in the great pop nut forest.
All right. Okay.
They look the same to me.
Yeah. Okay. There's one. There's one.
I don't think there are 5.
Brilliant.
I think it's just a wind-up. There was a rich collaboration. There was a lot of to and fro. There was a lot of getting to know each other and trusting each other. And I think they had a genuine enthusiasm for the thing we're trying to make, and they wanted to make something that was in character with it.
And over time, it got to the point where we were just enjoying all the stuff coming through. And actually, by the end, by the time they were really up and rolling and making lots of the pages, really feel like they really got into the spirit of what makes Hohokum unique.
Here's the chart of fun spot, rarity and value.
Plum Fun Sport is impossibly sweet, but has the texture of an old bike tyre. It's often served at yoga retreats.
PlayStation